prim and proper. Susie, hello.
No, I should do what you did.
Woo! Whoa! I just get excited. You know what happened? 6:45, feeling alive. That's right. She hates it. I love it. Who cares? I can't help it. I came in hot for our Patreon peeps who are watching this on video when we pressed record. Or for just us when we pressed record. I don't know. What else? Susie and I just like to watch videos of ourselves doing the podcast.
Well, because then I like to make those promos like the dark web one.
Yeah,
I've probably watched that 50 times. I laugh every time.
It's great. I love those promo videos. Keep them coming, Suze.
Okay.
So, I came in hot on that. So I had to come in hot over here. But you seem like you are reserved and controlled today.
It's a rainy day here.
Is it?
Uh-huh. I think that is contributing to my, more gloomy disposition. Although, that just leads us right into spooky season, so...
I'm so excited.
I'm sure.
Spooky.
Last year, you were... It was, muted for you.
It was because I was deciding where I wanted to live. I was,
Yeah.
I think
Things
I was
were up
back
in the
and
air.
forth a lot. Things were really up in the air. It's like I knew. It was like... that everything was going to change. When my mom fell off the side of a building.
Does she like when you scream that?
Well, probably.
She doesn't mind. She has no shame about it, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
The facts of the she tells people too. Mm-hmm.
She'll say I fell off the side of a building.
Yeah, she will definitely say that.
That's great.
I broke my whole face. Yeah.
And what is the reaction of people? It's always the same, right? It's always truly disturbed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then they probably think, wow, you look great. Considering.
Yeah, they do. I think sometimes there's I'm sure this disbelief when I tell the story, when I really go over how many bones she broke and everything like that. And then when I say, and they have it all on security camera, then people their eyes get really big and they're like, holy shit, this is real.
That's the thing that...
And I'll never look at the footage.
Yeah, that's what you say. I would be watching it lickety-split.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe you would do that.
Well, because you know the ending. It's okay.
Well, yeah, but see, so this was really interesting that we discovered in this. My mom had no memory of anything that happened before going home that night. Her brain... edited that information out.
Yeah.
It was like, no, can't do it.
Yes.
And my brain, when I even thought about the accident, tried to fill in all that information, and it was causing me so many feelings of anxiety and just discomfort to even think about that. And I don't know who I was talking to, but we came to this understanding or realization that my mom's brain blocked it out, and why my brain, that didn't even go through the accident, is trying to fixate on it and trying to fill in the blanks, while her brain, the person who did go through the accident, blocked it, recognizing that no brain should think about this because it doesn't help. And so I need to recognize that was done out of safety, and we should be doing that. And so I have to stop having those thoughts. I'm telling you, when I'm doing a lot of hiking recently, and as of lately, and it has changed how I climb and what I do when I'm outdoors and the risks that I take. I will not do things like jump from one rock to another rock if I don't feel like I can. I just won't, even if I thought
better safe than
6
sorry.
months ago that I could make it. I just won't, because I saw how my mom, who was so confident in her physical abilities, slipped so easily. And I do not want to I can't. So I think about how much it's changed my brain, really just imagining what that accident looks like. I can't even comprehend what actually seeing it would do. So that's why I can never watch it.
That is the goal, is to be able to learn from someone else's mistakes, right?
Yes.
That's what we all should do. We never do, usually.
Never.
But then while you were talking, I thought, if it were my kid, I would not ever watch that video. But if it were my mom, I would. So figure that out. I don't know what that means, but I don't think I couldn't handle it if it were my kid. So you must feel that way about probably everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the empath thing.
Yeah.
It's too visceral. It's too much.
Too much.
Overload.
I cannot take it. So, yeah.
But anyway, going back to spooky season.
Yes.
So Sarah sort of skipped it last year, so maybe it'll be double trouble this year. Toil and trouble.
I've already bought a new dress.
What do you mean? Do you mean a costume?
Not, well, you call it whatever you want.
But you mean to wear in real life.
To wear in real life.
And what is it, like some sort of cloak?
No, I was at the Goodwill a couple of weeks ago with my mom, just passing through, and we saw this amazing, like, black lace dress that fits me like a glove. Like, my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, that looks like it was made for you." Like,
oh wow,
it's perfect. And so, like, I'm always looking for some black dresses. And then Eli and I were driving through some of the towns around, like, Colorado, where they have all these old abandoned mines and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I've always wanted to do, like, cool photos, you know, like witchy photos out here. Would you take those photos?
I can't believe you said, I've always wanted to do this.
Yes, I have. I've always wanted to take witchy photos. For sure.
Right. Okay.
But I never had another person do it. I can't be like going out into the woods with a tripod doing it myself.
It's like Blair Witch Project or something.
Totally.
Yeah, no.
So I need like a partner in crime. I need somebody like who's like looks like he knows what he's doing, a photographer, like to take these photos with me.
That's so great. I'm happy for you.
So yeah, so I was like, "Will you take these photos?" And he's like, "Yes."
What are you going to do? And like take your cauldron and
yeah, and so many places just look spooky around here. You know the lantern you gave me?
Yeah.
Ever since you gave me that lantern, I've been like
looking
I have the photo in my mind. Yeah, and we went to this really cool spot the other day on a little off-roading adventure. It had rained the night before, and then it was hot during the day.
Steamy.
So it was steaming, and I'm like, oh, so this is so spooky. We took. We got to come back here. I got to. This is it. This is totally the spot.
Wow.
So
okay.
I am very excited about spooky season. I'm already
happy for you.
Feeling it. What do you think you're going to be this year?
Okay, I really want to be the neon rollerblading Barbie promo from the movie.
Yes, I love this for you.
Margot Robbie.
I fully support this.
And I want Adam to be Ken. You know, he was matching.
Duh.
We'll see what happens with that, if he really loves me or not. But I'm open to other things because I've always wanted to be one of the Shania Twain, like people from Girl. What is it?
Oh,
Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Like, yes,
Either
I could see you in that leopard print. Like, yes.
Leopard. So many good ones, Sarah.
That is so fun. I love any party where the dress up requirements are come as this person from this movie, like a Britney Spears one, or Shania Twain one, or Dolly Parton one, where you just have to come as a version of her.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
But whenever you think about Halloween, you just think, what kind of witch will I be most of the time?
Much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to, let me think if I could commit to like a couple's costume.
Yeah.
That was, you know.
Yeah, because
like
you could do more than
one.
one. There would be probably several parties you're invited to. You're so popular.
For sure. Oh, you know, so fun.
I'm serious.
And sometimes there are things that I want, I see and I'm like, I really want to be that. And I'm trying to think, there was one recently where I was like, that is the best Halloween costume. It must be it's always from like a cartoon or something. I'll have to think about it, but I remember thinking I had different color hair than whoever this was.
Okay, well, keep us posted. We have time.
Yes, I will.
We're planning early,
I
I know. But
I did say this year I'm going to start earlier because October 1st is not the right time to start.
That's too late.
I'm already late.
Too late.
Already too late. They're going to be putting up Christmas decorations in Michael's soon.
That's so true.
It is true.
Yeah.
Every year I'm like, what the fuck happened here? It's insane.
So spooky season's the only one that you're like, you want it to be a couple months. And at Christmas, it can just be December.
Months for me. No, you know what I think I do is I skip over that whole fall harvesty thing. We go straight like August, September starts getting the bats out.
Spectacular.
September, October, mid-November. Yeah.
Do you think on Halloween you'll smoke some dad grass?
100% yes.
Because why wouldn't you, right?
Why wouldn't I?
Right. Everybody should, because we all need to chill out and just, take the edge off of life. And here for, 3 cheers for dadgrass, because that's what they enable us to do with these CBD products. They also have them with a touch of THC that are still legal in all 50 states, okay?
Legal.
Delivered to your door. Just this nice, smooth high. Yes. They have pre-rolled joints. They have hemp flower. They have all kinds of tincture. They have everything.
I love those.
The tincture drops
Put a little
are great.
Bit of that.
The CBD, yeah.
Relax.
All their products are federally legal for ages 18 and over. Ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S. Dadgrass.com/braincandy. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/braincandy. Go to dadgrass.com/braincandy for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/braincandy. Yeah.
Okay. What fun things do I want to talk to you about today? Spooky season.
Sarah. What do you got going on?
Now you got me thinking about that. It's very exciting.
So distracting. Did you see Modern Dad? Modern Dad on Instagram. His wife started decorating for Halloween, and it was looking great. I was like, Sarah would love this whole situation.
I love this.
Yeah, so check that out. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm going to. And I haven't had a Halloween in Denver yet, or in Colorado.
I bet they're really
very excited about watching the leaves turn. Because, the leaves on the aspen trees change colors and, very dramatically. And the whole mountainside turns this yellow color.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, and I've never seen that. I've always wanted to. So now I've, got a whole bunch of places that are, in my mind. No filter needed. These leaves just look like that.
Just nature's filter. Jesus' filter.
Nature. And since I've been spending a lot of time outdoors in nature, one of the things I've been having to do a lot outdoors in nature is use the facilities, but which there are none. So it's make your own DIY facilities. Right. Yeah, nature calls. Are you somebody how do you feel about peeing or pooing in the woods?
I feel pretty good about it.
Oh, I like that about you.
I feel pretty good.
I do too.
Good about it.
I feel better doing it in the woods than I do in a porta potty.
Yes, totally. Me too. As long as it's private, as long as I have privacy, I don't mind doing it anywhere, really.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Last time we went camping, I thought I had walked off the trail.
Oh my God. And I
was off the trail.
And then you were just
I did. And
on display?
No, I don't know what anyone saw, but all I know is when I was walking back to my campsite, I connected with somebody who was on the trail right underneath me, and I really thought nobody was there. So I'm
my God, too close.
I was way far. I was 200 feet off the trail, as
right, as the protocol
say, at protocol, But it has been a real adventure, kind of dialing that in, because if you go for 1 or 2 days, sometimes you don't run into this problem. But now I've had to kind of think about menstruation on the trail.
Now that is a different situation.
Yeah. Which got me thinking about and so I've been Googling that a lot.
Yeah. What do they say on there? On the
about
Google?
What you're going to do. Okay. Well, this is even.
Why is this so dramatic?
It is because you remember last week I was upset. Maybe it was, last week when I was upset about the pink tax on the incontinence products.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was just interesting to me that there's an entire, if you go to REI and their website, they have a blog, they have a bunch of articles and stuff and write-ups on tips and tricks and backpacking info and, whatever you need. There's a whole bunch of info out there and really, really helpful articles. And that's of course the first one that came up when I was looking at what do you do when you're menstruating in the woods and don't want to be eaten by a bear or something, And so, like, as I'm reading it, I'm just thinking, like, there's an entire section on REI's, like, backpacking website dedicated to this. And one of the things on there that they say, which I understand, is like, you know, get you've got like a clean kit and then like a messy kit, like afterwards.
Yeah.
And afterwards, it like tells on the messy one, it says, you know, get your Ziploc bag, line it in tin foils for like discretion and like to hide your, and just the wording was like, wow, there's still shame like written around it. I understand because like nobody wants that. Even if they were like, you know, your number 2 tells, like you don't want to see that stuff. I totally get that. But it was just it was a whole thing that women have to think about, have to deal with.
Yeah, like we have to be considering the comfort of whoever's eyes might fall upon this bag instead of prioritizing the comfort of the person that is on their period. Yeah.
And exactly. And it made me think again about that whole, like, when we were talking about when you were saying that women experience temperature differently because when they feel objectified or that they are getting judged by others, that they they think about their experience less. And I can imagine myself in the past and even in like some hypothetical future being very caught up with the thought of like, what am I going to do about this? How am I going to dispose of this? Blah, 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 you know, and like that just should be free. Tampons, all that. At least they took the taxes off. And I think I want to say Colorado is one of the states that just did that. Where now women's products aren't taxed.
When they say that it's free in like, what is it, Sweden or wherever it is, they're giving them away. Do they just mean in public bathrooms in the same way that toilet paper is free? Or do they mean like, you know, for you at your house?
Maybe it's like COVID test kind of thing where you send in and then they send them to your address.
Oh, okay. Because I don't understand why they're free for personal use. Like I have to buy toilet paper, so why wouldn't I buy tampons? But in a public space, I think it's great because toilet paper is free, but tampons are not.
That's true.
So I need to look into that because I'm like, wait, are they just fucking giving away tampons over there? Just come on, come off?
I would imagine it's like the COVID. That's my guess.
Yeah, okay.
Because that was so easy. I was like, oh.
You were real into that.
Real into that. I'm like, I got to pay the shows up right at my door.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. But yeah, I get your point. It is like when you start to see the ways that women are, you know, either objectified or stigmatized. Yeah. It's like all the time, basically.
All the time. So then it led me to this article on menstruation in space. And man. I know we've talked about the Sally Ride stories. It's funny every single time because the article, of course, talked about the history of menstruation in space and all of the Sally Ride incidences where,
you know,
some of my personal favorites, the makeup kit that the male engineers put together. I mean, this is separate from menstruation, but that like they didn't understand what female astronauts might need on a trip up to space. So they put together a little like makeup kit for them because they thought maybe they'd like some makeup. And they were like, no, we're good. Yeah. And then the quote that Sally Ride has, this I'll read to you. It says, I remember the engineers trying to decide on how many tampons should fly on a 1-week flight. They asked, is 100 the right number? Ride said, laughing, no, that would not be the right number. They said, well, we just want to be safe. I said, well, you can cut that in half with no problem at all.
Right.
Oh, God, I mean, it's so great.
And like the thing that you did on TikTok with that funny song about the 100 tampons. Yeah. It's just every time you see it referenced, it's still astonishing.
Every time it's funny. That was the best song. I mean, I wish I had the name of the woman who created that.
She's comedic genius.
The comedic genius who put lyrics to that or put a melody to that.
It's baffling to me.
Yeah.
How disconnected they would have to be from reality to think 100, but whatever.
Or like how about, or how, and what like also it really highlights is the lack of representation that women have in jobs where they're making decisions like that or even deciding and talk about like that and just seems like, once again, an example of men making decisions for women without asking them.
I mean, I see it so constantly. Funny. I saw it recently when something was trending. Karen Carpenter was trending on Twitter, and I love Karen Carpenter, the singer. And I saw that it was because there had been some sort of, I think it was a Rolling Stone ranking of like the best voices, just beautiful voices. And she wasn't on the list, and there was no best lead singers, and she wasn't on the list, and she's an amazing lead singer. But it started to reveal that Rolling Stone uses a certain group of people to do these lists. Oh, yeah. And they are men, and then men choose the ones they like only. Same with white people. I mean, this isn't just a gender thing. This is race and everything else.
Totally.
But like, if you don't have people to say, oh no, what about Karen Carpenter or Whitney Houston or whatever, then they like just don't think of it.
Right.
But this is a perfect example of that, and more consequential one. Fucking astronauts.
Absolutely. Right. Well, so there was another woman who is an astronaut at the I don't know if she's at the U.S. or the International Space Station, or she's somewhere in space right now.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Cristoforetti, here's her last name. Okay. And she is answering people's questions about like, what's it like being in space?
Great.
And so she was answering a bunch of questions on what it's like now menstruating in space and what the options are. What do you do? Mm-hmm. So there is a system that they have like, it is ISS, International Space Station. Okay, good. She said that they have this urine processing assembly, they call it UPA, that recycles all of the astronauts' urine into drinking water, which already...
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough stuff.
Just to like mentally... You know how we didn't want to watch the video of my mom falling?
Yeah.
Like,
Same feeling.
Yeah, don't want to... watch that. I don't need to know that information. Okay, so it says that the UPA does not do very well with menstrual blood, so you have to be a little bit careful with extra filters to make sure that you don't affect the UPA. And that's why...
I'm mad.
Right? And so it's basically like the answer is, women, you need to take care more, which is like, you're already a fucking astronaut being in outer space. I think like if this should be a problem somebody else fixes, right? Or come up with solve this.
Women must take the burden of this.
Yes.
Viscosity.
So instead, right. So instead, what they do is she says that this is why I believe many astronauts choose not to menstruate in space, either by taking an oral hormone or by using an IUD. Yeah. Which is like kind of fucked up.
Yeah, right.
That if you choose to be an astronaut, you have to make choices.
You have to alter the chemistry of your body instead.
Yeah. So
I don't love it.
I don't love it either. It just made me kind of think about like all the stuff.
Yes,
all the
exactly.
Stuff that makes me pissed about.
Yeah, it's
and
cumulative.
That's why I go back to I just give it to us for free.
Yeah.
If we have to do like she's got to deal with that and just like spread out her pain and suffering and relieve her pain and suffering like for the rest of us on behalf of her by giving us a discount on this or some kind of like tax credit. I would be happy if they were just like, here at the end of the year, if you if you menstruate, we'll say that, or if here's like a tax credit.
Yeah, please.
Submit your receipts.
What's a gal got to do?
Cash. Or just like write in. That's it. It should be like send in, fill out this little postcard, send it in, get yourself a box of Pons.
Pons!
And here's the you don't even need to use those. If we all use menstruation cups, then it would be like, you wouldn't even have to replace those. Mm-hmm. That would be a good idea.
Okay. I'll tell you what else is a good idea, and that is taking ritual vitamins.
That is a very good idea. It's a great idea. Keep you healthy.
That'll keep you healthy. I mean,
I always take those when I go.
We can't make that promise, but that's our prediction.
Yeah.
And as you know, that's part of my daily routine. You know how I feel about routines. and how they're like my life secret. And Ritual, I'm able to continue using because of how easy it is on my stomach. It doesn't make me sick like some vitamins, and it smells great. But they also have protein that you can take. It's very yummy, vanilla, so great for breakfast or after a workout. Or I think Sarah said she does it at nighttime. She likes to fill up her stomach because you know how she does that nighttime eating.
Yes, I'd have to. Listen, it's a thing.
She's hungry.
I need that protein absorption at night.
Yeah, and it's just so convenient and great, and it comes right to your door. 20 grams of pea protein per serving. Come on now. Ready to shake up your protein ritual? Our listeners get 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/braincandy. Ritual even offers a money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% in love, visit ritual.com/braincandy today for 10% off your first 3 months. Yes.
So yeah, that made me a little just get frustrated about the things we have to deal with. And then what was interesting is the comments in this article pointed out that this means that the UPA was designed without menstruation in mind.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Right.
And the system has not been updated since.
Right.
So even though it was designed that way, nobody was like, oh, you know what? We forgot something.
Yeah.
Let's do that. But hang on a sec. We have time to figure out how to fucking make cookies in outer space.
Not this again.
It's stupid.
Okay, but I will counterpoint. I agree with you. But I don't know the details of that. Like if maybe NASA or whoever got like a bunch of money from DoubleTree, let's say they got $1 million.
They had to do that. Yeah.
Then I would feel better about it because I was reading about how, you know how the stupid astronauts are always having to like show up on Good Morning America and like show them how they flip upside down and do all that
That's what like this lady had to do.
Yeah. And the reason they do that is because by reminding the public that this is all still happening, then people won't want them to cut funding. Like Congress will get pressured to continue funding.
This is important.
Yeah.
This is important. So in a way, every single time I go to DoubleTree and I eat one of those cookies, I think about the space station and I think about
the important work they're doing.
And I think about the important, okay. I mean, I can get down with this.
I hope that's what happened. I hope they got a lot of money. Because wasn't there a makeup product that was being like launched into space? I think they do this a lot. It must be a partnership thing where they get money.
That's so interesting.
And if that's what they got to do, I mean, I guess
just
it's
put
better.
A big old Coca-Cola logo on the slide
do
of the
it
jet or something.
Why not?
You know.
Yeah, get that rocket branded, baby. Get that. What do they call it? What's a slang word for money? It's like
dough.
Get that dough.
Get that. No, paper.
Yes, paper. That's it. Get that.
Wow.
Paper.
Wow, did we sound old? That was embarrassing. We just lost some of our younger audience. I stay with us.
Get that paper.
We're hip.
That's what the kids say.
We're still down. We still get jiggy with it.
That's so funny.
That's so funny. So yeah.
All right.
That would be that's when you have to menstruate on the trail, you think about menstruation in space and you think about all that stuff. So
okay. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, and that there was another article that I looked at that said that there's a massive study being done. I want to say it's in Australia on how the menstrual cycle influences sports performances, which I think is really important and really interesting. And
do you have a theory?
Well, remember when we read the book? You didn't like the name of it. You didn't like what she called the Bravey.
Yeah, I don't like that name that they used.
Yeah.
Was that the name of the book? It makes it even worse.
I think it was something like that. And it was about an Olympic runner. Yeah. And she talked about how she felt very lucky that she stopped running and kind of took a break from, really, I don't know, being actively involved in competitive sports in a serious way when she was going through puberty, because it allowed her to go through the natural stages of puberty where a lot of her friends did not go through that phase, or it was halted or it was somehow disrupted by the amount of physical demand they were putting on their body at a time when it needed to kind of like rest and like gain fat and things like that. They were like conditioned to almost get that off, and like they were training really hard and not eating enough to kind of compensate for what their body needed. And because of that, it led to health problems like even osteoporosis and things like that they were seeing in other runners who maybe had like a stunted puberty or a delayed puberty because of
I think that happens with
training.
gymnasts a lot.
Yeah. And so it can be really, really hard on your body. And I think that the kind of coaching that, you know, if you, in the same way, like we need to coach differently, you know, there's different needs. There's different,
like, did you
the
notice
bodies require different things.
When you played water polo, did you notice any differences when you would play?
Well, in a way, that sport almost catered to the changes that were going on in my body. Like I was lifting really heavy. I was doing like a lot of heavy lifting, which I think built like a lot of muscle, and I had very strong legs but because I was in the water a lot, there's something about swimming and being in the water that kind of naturally keeps like, I don't want to say like a layer of fat on you,
Truly,
but in a way,
I am totally fascinated by this because I thought that I was making this up in my mind.
No, it's a real thing.
Because I noticed it on Olympians, like these.
Yeah, I always had like a little chub on my arm, like it's like a weird thing, like right underneath my arm. That was like your body just holds on to that.
Yeah, but why doesn't that happen for the male swimmers? It's only noticeable on the female ones.
Yeah, I think female bodies like are in certain conditions are probably triggered to store fat in those places because we need it to have babies and we need it to
That is a real bitch.
Yeah. And I mean, I had a body type that did well in swimming and in water polo because I was like strong, like big legs and lean on top and just built for speed.
You really were. Man,
yeah.
My God.
And so, so I think that like being in cold water, my body just kind of like kept a nice little like blanket on me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So no matter how hard I swam, like I was working out all the time.
Right.
And when I look back at pictures, I was like, I was not, what was I thinking? I was not like a overweight kid.
You thought you were
I was very
XL
natural because I grew up in the time when like Calvin Klein was popular that said you needed to be a size 0. Mm-hmm. And those were like the messages we were getting. And like now I would have had a big old butt and it would have been like, yeah, look at Sarah's fat ass.
Yeah, right. You really missed out on that.
I did. Well, now I got, don't worry. I got a guy who appreciates what I got going on. So it gets the praise it needs. And then,
good. And deserves.
Yes.
Needs
yes.
and
so
deserves.
I do think that's like the effect. I didn't have the same, if I were a runner or something like that.
Yeah, right.
I think maybe it would have been different, or gymnast, but no, I was sitting in the water, just chilling.
Okay. Well,
that was nice.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah. Okay. What else do I have that's fascinating? Oh, this is cool.
Oh, wait. I know what's fascinating.
What?
And that is a checking account with no monthly fees.
That is definitely fascinating. Oh, I was realizing I was paying a whole bunch in fees.
No, that makes me so mad. I don't like a fee.
I hate that.
I want no monthly fees, no maintenance fees, no minimum balance fees. That's how banking should be. And thanks to Chime, you can have it. They have 60,000 in-network ATMs at locations like Walgreens, 7-Eleven, and CVS, so you'll be able to access your money quickly and easily. Chime, no monthly fees, no vibe-killing fees. Sign up for a Chime checking account. Only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/braincandy. That's chime.com/braincandy. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees apply except at MoneyPass ATM in a 7-Eleven location and at any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Other fees, such as third-party and cash deposit fees, may apply. Mm-hmm. Love it.
Okay. What do I want to talk to you about first? We talked about that. This one, I just keep seeing stories like. I just like want to bring up the subject because I feel like I keep seeing these things pop up. Well, pun intended when you hear about this. But how climate change is unearthing all of these artifacts.
Yeah. Every day I see something else.
Every single day.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, I don't love it. Like, it's interesting, but it's sad. You know?
Right. But then it's interesting that stuff was once not underwater.
Yeah.
Or what some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Like the one that really was a brain scratcher for me that I want to know more about is there's this Chinese Stonehenge.
Yes, I read that.
That looks like Stonehenge, but
yeah,
China.
What's it doing there?
What's up with that?
Like Scott says, whenever you go, "What's up with that?" and she pictures, ooh wee.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
But for real, what is up with that?
But for real, what is up with that? Like, because
yes,
I don't have an answer.
They don't either, right? Nobody. Really,
yeah,
no,
they don't.
Yeah,
I mean, no, they don't.
Yeah, it's freaky.
I can't. And I have a friend who is a photographer who did a lot of photography in Mongolia and has spent a lot of time like following these herders, like caribou, like elk herders in Mongolia. And she told me that right before COVID really broke out, there was some sort of viral outbreak, or there was an ice melt that happened in Mongolia, where because of climate change, the ice had melted and it had, I don't know, like exposed these new like viruses or bacteria or whatever it was.
Right.
That we
that
had never
latent.
seen before. Yes.
Yes.
And because of that, like something insane, like a third or a half or like a huge majority or huge percentage of the elk, like their livestock, got sick and died. And like we like damn near lost a huge chunk of population in Mongolia, and nobody even knew about this because COVID news took over naturally. And but like this stuff is going to happen more and more, and it's kind of crazy to think.
Yeah, like all the dead bodies in Lake Mead.
That's the other one.
Yeah,
I was thinking about
the most recent one though. They were like, oh, it was a drowning victim. So I was like, that's better. I don't know if it's better, but it felt better than the murder victims.
Yeah. Then I saw one that was said, oh, we found a body with a gunshot wound to the back of the head in a barrel, and we ruled it a homicide. Oh, did ya? Did ya? Oh,
Thanks,
give
Sherlock.
that detective a gold fucking star. I was like, talk about articles that didn't need to be written. Like I'm sorry, but
you could have
stopped
with the bullet hole in the head.
Yeah, we could have. Thanks. I certainly hope so. You know,
I love imagining another way you could get a bullet hole in the back of your head and put into a barrel.
Right.
That's great.
Just like one of those. What are they called? It's a guy's name, and it's like the machines that like a big complex machine to get a simple job done, and
where they do the marble and then it goes in and around. And I never remember what that's called.
Yes,
and then everyone writes to us and tells us what it is.
And I know it's like a person's name. It's like starts with an R too.
Yeah.
Damn it. But yeah, I can imagine that, and like the laugh, whoa, and just goes right backwards into the barrel and rolls down to the Lake
Mead. Just fell in there.
That's terrible that I turned somebody's graphic murder, which is clearly a mob hit. So what did that guy do?
And then like, did you see the one? I actually can't remember where this was, but I don't think it was I think it was maybe in Asia too. And it was the dinosaur tracks they've found, in the
dinosaur tracks.
Yeah. Like footprints, I should say,
Wow.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be wild to see?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then I saw another one that in England, a guy found one of the largest dinosaur bones that's been discovered in his fucking backyard.
It's bonks.
What's the rule on that? Who owns that?
That's a good question.
Because didn't we learn
probably the queen
a while back that, oh my God, could you imagine that? Like, that's the only power she does have. She gets whatever dinosaur bones are in your backyard. Oh,
bone acquisition.
That's funny. Yes.
What would you do if you found one?
Oh, I'm freaking selling that for top dollar. And then I want a little plaque in the museum with a picture of me in like a cute excavate, like a outfit, like Jurassic Park style outfit. Yeah, like whatever Jeff Goldblum was wearing, but me wear it. And then I want like a plaque, like here is the bone that Sarah Rice found when she was looking for cool heart-shaped rocks in her backyard, and she found this, which is way better,
like an excavator version of American Gothic, like you with a bone instead of a pitchfork.
Yes. Just a giant one. Oh man, that would be lucky. I'm sure Colorado, like, I got to get to digging.
There
because
has got to be some.
That's it. I do know this law in Colorado that says, like, when you buy a house here, you have to sign something that says if there's oil or whatever in your backyard, that it belongs to.
I don't think that necessarily includes bones, though, because minerals.
Oh, it's like just the resources.
Yeah. We're gonna have to look into
this. Could be mine.
Yeah, there's hope, Sarah.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to say you would sell it. I thought you were going to be like, I would turn that into a dresser. Like, I could picture you turning it into furniture.
Because of the historical value, because it's a dinosaur bone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that. Okay. But if I found, like, any other bone, fair game.
Okay.
Totally fair game.
Love it.
We can, like, bones wherever. Don't even care.
Right.
Like, my mom took me to that there's a place in Italy where it's like a church or something that is entirely built out of bones, and it's underground, and it's in, I want to say Rome. Hey, Mom!
Oh, God damn.
Mom! I'm going to ask her. Okay. It's in Rome. Church of the catacombs.
Yeah, catacombs. I know about the catacombs.
Yes. And she's like, it's in Rome. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Mom. Don't worry, guys.
Smokes. Yeah. I mean, she was Johnny on the spot with that info.
Yeah. Yeah. And you wonder why I want to take spooky pictures.
Yeah.
I
don't wonder. I am entertained by it.
Yeah.
But I would
that's
never.
Exactly. They're serving their point then.
Yeah.
They're serving their purpose. What I really want to do are those pictures with the pumpkin on your head.
What?
They look really, it's like a whole trend that goes around. Do I just know about this trend?
Wait, and then what happened?
You just put like a pump, you're like, it's kind of like
you're the pumpkin meme, dance, that guy that dances.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like a pumpkin. You're like, you have a pumpkin head, and you're just like in regular clothes, like your clothes, and I'll send you some photos. These are real cute.
And
this
you want to
like a whole
do this?
Trend. 100%, I want to do this. I want like me and Eli to take a cute couple photo with pumpkins on our heads.
Do you think he's into this side of you?
Yeah, I think so. I would hope that he's into all sides of me.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't know about this pumpkin head one yet.
He doesn't know about that. That's true. Hey, Eli,
I could see him getting into it, though.
Yeah, I think he's going to get into whatever I get into, and he's definitely into, like, taking cool pics with me. You see our cool drone shots we get everywhere?
Oh, yeah, we see it.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I love drone footage. Like, you know how the challenge started doing that? Like, drone footage of the house and all the people. I think it's so nice. I love it.
It is so cool to, like, really get to see where you've been and like, just how, I don't know, sometimes how alone and
in California, I think it was not legal because we had that drone, but we couldn't use it anywhere. I wonder if it's legal here.
It's not legal in a lot of places, and it's getting even more.
They're cracking down.
Yeah, and I understand why.
I don't.
Well, I know for one, in certain cities, you have to keep it under 400 feet because 400 feet and above is helicopter fly zone.
Yeah.
And you want to be out of the way of like emergency helicopters and stuff. And, national parks, you can't. But it does make a lot, like the one Eli has makes a lot of noise. And it sounds like, so we definitely didn't. I remember in the morning we were kind of nervous to start it up. And didn't want to like wake people up with the sound of a machine, like a, like it sounds crazy. It sounds like a
helicopter.
Like they're gonna take over the world. I'm kind of freaked out by it. When I hear that.
Yeah.
And like
this will be in things we got wrong. Like after they take over the world.
Exactly. Like, when the robot versions of us are hosting episode 300 and beyond of things we got wrong. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I went to grab it one time when it was coming down and like got too close to the blades and it freaking Yeah,
that's danger.
Hello.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to be like those little plastic fan blades, like, when you have like the little Disneyland fans that like, just blow, or like blow bubbles or whatever. Like you put your finger in that and it just stops.
You really thought
that? What's wrong with me? I don't know.
Well, you're optimistic.
What I was thinking. I never experienced that.
Yeah, it's serious business. That could really hurt you, Sarah.
Yeah, like I want to like name it. It looks like it has like a whole personality, those little things. I'm like kind of scared. Okay, what else? Do we have time for more? Yes, we do. Okay, I saw this article. There was a new piece of research that studied how different cultures, like two different cultures specifically, Western and Eastern Asian cultures, interpret facial expressions associated with pain and orgasms.
Interesting. I'm into this.
Yeah. So I know the answer from you. I'm not even going to pose it as a question. So I have been to baby showers where they have played this game. Is this a porn scene or a birth scene? Like, is she giving birth or is this her O-face?
Oh my God.
And sometimes it's really hard to tell.
That's
because in Western culture, right?
Yes.
Oh, now Susie's now she wants to go to baby showers. She's like, whoa. I didn't know they were playing this game.
I think maybe I don't hate baby showers. Maybe I hate my friends. Because this sounds like
maybe
like
the party planner.
Whoever is planning the ones
one
I'm
Pittsburgh party planner who Susie can't stand. And it's really fucked up baby showers for her.
She does those ones where you like melt candy bars in a diaper and guess which candy it is because it looks like poo. This is much
is it
better.
Porn or childbirth? Childbirth.
Tell me.
Maybe that would be a fun one to do on our Instagram little stories.
Yes.
Let's do a little game of that. That's going to be fun.
Okay.
So there were some previous reports that suggested that an O face and a pained face are virtually indistinguishable.
Well, and could we go a step further and say sometimes the vocalizations sound similar?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's almost like if it's not, you're not doing it right.
Okay. Does it say like why or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to go into this.
Okay.
So this study says that is not the case, and that where it differs is when there is a cross-cultural difference, or I should say there is a cross-cultural difference in orgasm faces.
Stop it.
Yes.
This is a social construct?
Yes. Oh, I'm blowing Susie's mind. This is so good. I had no idea.
That's horrifying to me.
Yeah.
That we're all like pretending like
this is Susie's pain face, not her O face, in case you're... No, so it's not okay, this is... It's almost proof that it's not... We don't have universal reactions to emotions.
Yeah.
To certain... Or the visual display or the projection, the display of an emotion experienced will vary depending on cultural norms or cultural I don't know, expectations and things like that. And,
okay.
and communication and interactions. So Westerners expect to see their partner with a wide-eyed expression and a gaping mouth, which I think is really funny that they chose to use that word. Can we avoid the word gaping when we're talking about
holes?
Right. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But I don't know how else to describe that. And East Asian people anticipate a smiling face with tight lips.
Oh, my God.
And I'll do you one better, Suze. I've got a video of it for you.
Oh, my God.
That shows pain, where we kind of wince, and an orgasm that has an open mouth. And then you see what pain looks like in an Eastern Asian culture and what an orgasm looks like. So pain looks like almost shared and similar, and like a wincing.
In the Western cultures and East Asian look the same-ish. But
the orgasm face
totally different.
Totally different.
The orgasm in East Asia looks like pain, happy pain.
Yeah. Oh, like smiling through the pain.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if we were from an East Asian culture and looked at the orgasm in Western culture, if we would have that same reaction of like, oh my God, I can't believe they're...
Yeah, because they probably see the orgasm in Western face as like, why do they look surprised?
Yeah.
Because if you're just looking at a still, it just looks like someone just shocked that person.
Yeah.
Or caught them off guard, like, gasp kind of thing.
Wow. Interesting.
That is bizarre. I cannot believe this.
Yeah. I think maybe you're right when you say, is it a social construct? In a way, yeah. That our expectations of how somebody should be responding when they're, or how, whether it's the expectation of how we think we should be responding, or whether we've been conditioned to
or maybe we've seen it in movies and in media, if you've seen it. So there are theories that say that Westerners value high arousal positive states such as excitement and enthusiasm that are often associated with wide-eyed, large mouth, like wide-eyed, open mouth movements, whereas East Asians tend to value low arousal positive states, which are associated with closed mouth smiles, like a feeling of just satisfaction and pleasure. Peace.
And almost like, peace and... Yeah.
It's just so weird to me, though, that, if you think of a social construct, you think that it's a learned behavior, essentially. Right. But we all know we're not sitting around thinking, like, what's the face I need to make right now? It feels instinctual.
Especially since I do it when I'm alone.
Right, you're not performing.
I am not pursed lips and smiling when I'm alone.
Yeah. So it feels instinctual, but is evidently informed by all these stimuli that we are not privy to.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That Westerners are expected to display positive attitudes, or Westerners are expected to display positive states at high arousal, whereas East Asians are expected to display positive states at low arousal.
They're chilled out.
Excited versus calm.
Good to know, man.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, it is. It really is, Sarah. Thank you for sharing that.
It also kind of talks about, or I think what led me to this, it was an article I looked at or a video I watched on AI, on some AI technology that has been developed that predicts what the answers. So if you have a relative who signed up for this service, this program, this AI technology that I was watching a video on, it looks through all of your data online. It looks through and like collects all the information and your like, I don't know, digital fingerprint. And then they create an AI, like, fake of the person. And then loved ones can ask in, like, real time, like we're on a Zoom call right now, questions to their deceased loved one. And the AI uses the information, the data collection, to make assumptions and, like, answer questions. You know, like, what was the fate? I saw one of the videos, the creators of this program used their mother, I believe, or their aunt for this as, like, the first test subject.
Yeah.
And then asked her questions, and you get to, like, watch her answer them. And everything's like, what? But she's
it's just
dead.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And it was like, what was your favorite thing that we did together? And she's like, oh, so much. You know, I really loved all the time we spent together. But it was especially times where we got to sing together and play music that I really enjoyed. But it was really all of them. And so there must have been just, like, photos of them singing and playing music together or some kind of, like, data of that. And I was like, do we love it? Do we hate it? How do we even feel about this? And then you think about things where, like, there could be such a difference of interpreted response by something like, is this a pain face or is this an orgasm face?
Well, yeah.
I don't want my grandma being like, oh yeah, I shared so many orgasms with whatever. Or,
oh my
like,
God, right?
You know, could you imagine, like, it mistakenly thinks like somebody's smiling, but they're really like.
Well, and, like, I hate to break it to these people because they're working real hard on AI. I get it. But, like, you guys have a long way to go. I mean, half the time Alexa's confused when I ask the weather. I mean,
correct.
Like, she's not
every time I say play the Brain Kenny podcast, she plays something that is not that. Somebody named Kenny's podcast too. He's getting a lot of downloads for no reason. I should actually listen one day.
You should.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I don't think we're there yet. We can't supply the thought process of a deceased person when you can't even tell me, like, who sings the song I'm listening to.
Right.
Yeah.
So
sorry, lady.
And the crazy part was it was available for, I think it was something like $42.
That's bizarre.
I know.
That makes it worse somehow.
Right. I'm like, this is very accessible. That means, like, people, I don't know. That seems like that's too cheap that they're maybe selling it on the other side, or, like,
that probably goes to show how crappy it is, because if it were truly able to...
I mean, this video looked good. I'm going to send it to you. This video looked like real.
Okay. Good to know. Let's windy winder.
Yeah.
I don't know. Spooky. Well, Sarah's spooky photo shoot's coming up. We talked about that.
So look for that. That'll be fun. Yeah, coming to an Instagram page real soon.
We talked a lot about menstruation, so our 3 male listeners might be turned off, but
no, our 3 male listeners understand and appreciate that these kind of things,
we have
and
bodies.
probably like and are probably like, oh, men, like, they get it.
Yeah, that's true.
They do. They're always like, how do you deal with this? Yeah. So shout out to your male listeners.
Shout out to you guys for hanging in there, even though, you know, listen, if we're going to talk about poop, why shouldn't we talk about this? I feel like I should say this now so I won't have to repeat it on things we got wrong, but I will say it on things we got wrong as well. I would like to call them menstruating listeners and non-menstruating listeners if there are people who identify as male but also menstruate. Yeah, so. They put the men in menstruation. Yes, they do. But also, I would like to say to all those folks, if I forget, please don't be mad. This is what gets me mad about Demi Lovato and the ladies, the people at Starbucks who like keep switching, and we can't keep track. You just keep reminding me, and I'll work on it. Intention versus impact. Perfection. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Any hoodles, climate change, bringing out a lot of nonsense. Yeah, even some dead bodies in lakes. Maybe murdered, maybe not. Maybe murdered. Who knows? I like that thing. Signs of foul play. Really? Signs of foul play. God. Right. Okay. Any hoodles. And
O-phase is different.
Wow.
Not universal.
Mind
also,
blown.
stay tuned for our fun game. Make sure you check out our Instagram page. Is it an orgasm or is it childbirth?
So disturbing.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Right. Thanks for all the people who purchase merch and who subscribe and just are so loyal. We love you, and it means so much.
Yeah,
You're the best. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.